Hello crafters and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Deepa from DeeZinesByD and today I have a special post for you. Now this is the first post that I'm making for the Spellbinders August Club Kits and I'm so happy to finally be a part of the Spellbinders Club Kits influencer team. So I will be showing you a bunch of inspiration for this month for August and the rest of the month for the rest of the year and hopefully more, but we'll see how that goes. Now, this kit is called Butterfly Sparkle, and it has a whole bunch of beautiful different pieces to it. There's butterflies, there's elements of dreams, dandelions, and a whole bunch of great pieces. Let's go ahead and look at the kit and just take it piece by piece and see what we've got. So as you see, the kit comes with this card that basically tells you all of the contents, and it shows you all of the dies and shows you how to basically create the little bit of inspiration that is here on this card. So each kit comes with A2 size card bases. So there's 10 of these along with 10 envelopes of the same size. You also get double-sided tape and some foam stickers, which add great dimension. You get the die cut set, which has a whole bunch of die cuts in it. There's 2 of each. You get the dies, which come with the set, which was shown on the card that was on the front or on the top of this kit. You also get these great aqua iridescent sequins, the beautiful stamp set with a bunch of sentiments and images, and this, I've got to say, is the best part of this kit. These beautiful butterfly stickers with a bunch of dimension and foil little bits all throughout the butterflies. You have the chipboard stickers. These are pretty too. They also have some foiling on them. And then you also have the glitter foam stickers, which are not gold but a rose gold. And finally, the paper pack. So this has 30 papers in it. I think there's 15 designs, 2 of each. Some of them have foiling and some of them don't, but they're all very pretty. Now, this kit has not just a theme of butterflies, but and sparkle, but dreaming, flying, dandelions, anything to do with flight, I'd say. Now you also get all of these cardstocks. So there's a gold mirror cardstock, some beautiful blues, pink, gray, black, white, and a cream. Now, this is my first little trick. I have this little butter tarts tray, and I love using an open or larger tray like this where I can basically spread out all my die cuts. You can see I use it for my extra foiling bits. I love kind of just keeping my extra foil here and using those up because I hate wasting it. But it also comes in handy for the die cuts, so now I can kind of just spread them around this tray and kind of look through what I want to use. Now here are all the dies that come with this card kit. There's a frame, a butterfly, some stars, and a couple sentiments there. Now, the sentiment is smile often, and I love that butterfly die because if you run out of those butterfly stickers, you can always use these dies to make the same type of dimensional butterfly. Let's get started with the first card. For this one, I'm using that black and white scripty paper pad, and I'm showing you here. Now, those envelopes, or sorry, not the envelopes, the card bases that come with the kit actually have a bit of a canvas texture to them, so they're not smooth, and I like to keep my card bases smooth for stamping sentiments on the inside. So what I do so that I'm not kind of wasting these is I cut them in half so that I actually just have an A2 size card panel. I might cut it down sometimes if I want a bit of a border for my panel, but I use these and then just mount them onto a smoother card base. That way I'm not kind of wasting anything. So I went ahead and attached that paper and I cut off the overhanging bits. I'm now kind of just arranging all of these different die cut pieces that came with the set. And this is my favorite way to make cards. So I kind of plan them out and I layer them and kind of create kind of like a scrapbook feel to the card. And then I'll go ahead and adhere them all down and add the sentiments where I see fit along with some embellishments. And that's the basic, I guess, procedure that I basically use to make all of my cards for this card kit, and it really just, it works. And sometimes I'll kind of put together what I find works and then take a picture of it, and then I'll go ahead and put it together and add all the extra bits that I find work, from the chipboard, from the stickers to the glitter bits, and it just helps to kind of get a basic layout and then add all the extra little bits that you can use from the set or the kit. So you can see now I'm actually adhering these to the panel. I propped some up with some foam tape, and now I've got the glitter foam stickers. What I do is I kind of just attach that acetate backing to the cardboard that it comes with, because I don't kind of like them separating. It tends to kind of just make things a little messy. I'm more of a neat crafter. I don't know about you. Let me know. Are you more of a messy crafter? You kind of do everything and then clean up the mess afterward, or do you clean as you go? I kind of like to clean as I go because I don't have a lot of space. If I had more space, I probably wouldn't do that. So you can see I've added all of those pieces, one of the chipboard sentiments and the beautiful glitter foam high. I love the fact that that's a rose gold. So it's more of a subdued metallic color versus the bright yellow gold that you normally get with the glitter foam pieces. So I absolutely love this. Now, as you can see, I'm just adding some small clear gems to this just to jazz it up a little, and this card's complete. Okay, so moving on to card 2, the first thing I'm going to do is take that stamp set and stamp out and heat emboss that beautiful happy birthday, beautiful dreamer sentiment. Now that I've stamped that out, I did cut it down so that I could add it to my card. And I'm adding this like watercolor wash type looking paper to a slimline card base. So this is about 4 inches by 6 inches in size. And I accounted for a little bit, like about a 1/8 of an inch border around the edges. For all of my cards today, if you're looking for more specific dimensions, go ahead and click the link below for my blog. It's in the description of this video, and it'll basically take you to my blog and show you each card. I've put a little bit of a description of each card, and all of the dimensions are listed there. So for this card, I've tried to grab all of the little pieces that are more related to the sky, stars, dreaming, and that type of thing. So I've first of all attached the sentiment with some foam. I'm adding that cute little kitty in the moon to the top left corner, just kind of hanging off the sentiment. And I'm also going to add all of these other little bits. You see I've got a hot air balloon, the definition for dreamer with this woman in the black background that says make a wish upon a star. All of these starry dreaming type elements all come together and work well together for this card. Now I've added some of the star little die cut pieces from the die cut set all around the background. There's some outline stars, there's some solid filled stars in different colors, and then I'm also going to add some of these glitter stars as well. I think the best part about these sets is that everything just kind of comes together so well, and I love that they don't just include one theme. So I'll touch on that again in a minute, but I wanted to show you this is the peach glitter foam that actually came out I think a couple months ago. There were a whole bunch of different colors of glitter foam, and I absolutely love these. And I'll tell you, if you get like one set of each of the colors, it'll last you quite a long while. I use them for my sentiments, for die cutting sentiments. They cut perfectly. You could also cut backgrounds with this. I once cut an intricate background using the glitter foam. It took a bit of time to take out the pieces, but nothing tore. It worked perfectly. The foam is absolutely great. So again, I embellished with some gems, and that one's complete too. I'll move on to card number 3, and for this one, I'm using more of the dandelions that kind of come as a theme in this set as well. Now I'm also going to be using the frame die that comes with the set. I'm using the gold mirror cardstock, which is really nice because it's gold mirrored on both sides of the cardstock. It cuts out very nicely, and all of those little bits come out so easily, but it takes a bit of time to kind of pick out every little bit, but once it's done, it looks really nice. And then I'm just going to add this beautiful, what would you call this, like a sea foam green? I don't know. It's a nice greeny color to put on the background, especially for these wispy dandelions. So to fully incorporate all of the dandelion in this kit, I actually stamped out the dandelion from the stamp set with some VersaFine Clair Nocturne Black ink onto that flag die cut piece there. And then I'll also add all of the other little dandelion. You can see there's an actual foil dandelion piece. There's a little picture that I'm going to put in the frame, and then a few sentiments to kind of go with this card here. So I've picked all the pieces that I kind of want to use. I'll arrange them here on the card, and then again, I'll go back to the sticker sets and stuff and see what else I can add to kind of make this card a little bit more interesting. Now, I was talking about the fact that these card kits tend to have more than one theme. So I think the overall theme here is actually flying. You have the butterflies, which is one themed card you can make. You have the dandelions, you actually have a photography portion in this card, or like traveling, which I didn't actually make a card for. There's also actually, wait, I did, so I'll show you that a bit later. And there's also a bunch more themes that you can kind of put together. You see it once you get the card kit set out in front of you. So moving on to card 4. Now, actually, this is the one that, has a little bit more adventure involved in it. So I've got this beautiful floral background. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think this is one of my favorite papers in the paper pad. And then I've picked out all of these little stamp die cut pieces. So that's where you get the adventure and traveling theme. And then also a few other pieces that have like a rectangle shape. So what I was trying to do here was kind of space out all the little rectangles and squares so that it could create a nicely spaced pattern with a little sentiment in the middle. So I've propped those 6 die cuts up with some foam, and then I've got that black foiled chipboard sentiment that I'm adding to the center there. And I'm being very careful to space these out nicely so it has a neat organized look. So for this one, I'm using the pink cardstock that comes with the set as my card base, and I'm cutting just a side folding portrait A2 sized card base here, nothing too fancy. And I'll just attach my panel on top. I didn't allow for a border with this one because that floral background is just so pretty. So I'm just going to attach this here, and now I will just, you can see I also added a couple of those glitter stars there, and I just added some more clear gems for a bit of interest. Now for card number 5, I'm going to be using those die cut butterflies. So you can see I've cut out all of the outline pieces from the gold mirror cardstock. So you do have to use both of these dies and kind of tape them together to get the outline. And then I'm using the actual, like the shadow or the solid piece with 4 different types of pattern paper from the paper pad. So I'm just going to cut out little squares about the size of that die, and then I'll go ahead and cut them with my die cutting machine. So I have a little trick here. So I've stacked 3 of those papers, and I'm cutting it with one swoop through my little die cutting machine. Because these are papers, it's not cardstock, it's going to cut through all of those layers, and this just saves you a little bit of time. I probably could have cut the 4th piece as well, but I just kind of didn't think of it until I did it already. So now let's go ahead and assemble this. And as I mentioned in the beginning, or in my blog, I'm assembling this in such a way that it kind of looks like the sticker butterflies that come with the set. I used a little piece of square foam, and I attached the outline to the shadow and then the little black body. And you can see it has so much dimension, and you can kind of move the wings around as well. So those are the 4 little butterflies that I created, all in the same manner. And now let's go ahead and, like, here I'm showing you, it looks pretty much like those butterflies. It still has the same dimension. So if you're like me and you're worried about using up these butterflies, no worries, because you can always go ahead and make some more. Now I've got some of that handwritten paper left. Actually, it's not left over. There's 2 of these in the paper pad. So I'm cutting 2 inches, and I use the other half of that pink cardstock to create the pink card base. I'm attaching the polka dot piece, and then I'll also attach the that handwritten 2-inch strip along with this frame. Now for the frame, I'm cutting it up, and I'm going to use the 2 longer edges of the frame to create just a long border on the top and bottom of that strip. So I'm just simply going to add 1 piece, and then I'll kind of layer a little bit in the center and add the second piece to create a straight line. So I love using frames in this manner because I don't have to use them as a frame, and I can use them as a larger frame. I can kind of adjust them to make them bigger, make them smaller. You can always make all of these die cuts work for you in this manner, so don't forget that. So I always love to show this to remind you of that. So I'm going to do this on the top and bottom. I just simply added some of that tape runner, and you can see I have the final piece. Now I just have to attach it to the card base. And you can see it creates a nice little background there, and I can just kind of place all of these little butterflies on top with a bit of foam for some more dimension, as if there isn't enough, right? So I'll stick all of those little guys on there. Now I wanted to put them on there in a straight line, but my card base wasn't big enough, so I put it in a kind of funky, up and down kind of fashion, random fashion. And that's how those beautiful butterflies look. And the best part of having the die set versus having the stickers is you can always tailor these butterflies to look exactly how you want. Maybe you want to go with a silver versus a gold theme. You can change that up. You want to use like stark contrast. You can use black instead of metallic outlines. Now I've gone ahead and added a couple sentiments from the die cut set, and then I'm also adding those beautiful blue iridescent sequins for my embellishments. So quickly moving on to card 6. I'm sorry, sometimes my narrative doesn't match the video exactly. I'm having some software problems, so I apologize. But anyways, I've got this starburst, is what I like to call it, this pink starburst paper. So I'm cutting it the same on either side so that I've got that starburst in the center. Now that I've cut that perfectly to an A2 size card base with a 1/8 of an inch border, I will go ahead and attach that to my card base. Actually, does this have a border? No, sorry, this one does not have a border. So it's exactly 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and I've attached it to my card base. Now I grabbed one of the larger sentiment cards which come with the die cut set, and I'll attach that to the center, and I just thought this looked absolutely gorgeous with those radiating foiled pieces coming out from behind it on the pink background. Now I'm finally going to use these butterflies. Now you can see how much of a hoarder I am by the fact that I waited till the end to use these. I'm going to grab a couple of them and stick them on the corners where it overlaps from that die cut card to the background. And these stickers are they're pretty fragile, so be careful taking them off. It can kind of come apart, but they are flexible. So as you can see, my centerpiece is propped up with foam and the background is flat to the card base, but I can kind of manipulate it so that it sticks to both and you can't really tell. So those are the two beautiful butterflies which go perfectly with this card and the sentiment. I've added that hot balloon chipboard sticker, and I'm also going to add, I added a little bit of foam behind there because it was sticking off the edge. Now because it's harder, unlike those butterflies, I can't make it stick properly to the part of the card that's kind of heightened a bit. So that's why the foam is necessary. Now I'm adding some more of these glitter stars, which seem to be my go-to for this card kit. And then I've added some other little gems to add a bit of shine. So these are my 6 cards that I created out of this card kit. Now, this I think is one of my favorites out of the club kits. I love the card kits because I could actually sit there and make cards for days. So I only made 6. You could definitely get 20 cards out of this set, 100%. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel here because I will be posting some more inspiration for the other club kits and maybe some more for this card kit. So thanks again for watching. I hope that you were inspired, and don't forget to click the link in my description below, which is a link to my blog, which will show you all of the products that I've used and some links to the shop. Have a great day, guys, and I'll have my next post in the next couple days. Have a great day. Bye.